Okay, are we good here now? Whoops. Ah. Oh, here we go. Mute. Hi, you guys. How are you? It's so interesting. Earlier today, I was outside moving the sprinkler around, and I had this idea pop in my mind that we need to keep envisioning the future because USA is changing and like thinking about intentions and wishes about embracing the change that's ahead of us because we're not going backwards. It's impossible. We have a Pluto return. We are reborn, renewed. This is USA version 2.0. It begins again. It's a blank slate. We can't go backwards. So anyway, as I'm thinking those thoughts, all of a sudden, I get this vision. I see Ben Franklin pop into my mind again, and he's kind of like nudging me. Yeah. And I'm like, what? Because it was really weird the other night when I was doing the new moon wishes in Cancer. He kept coming through, and then the founding fathers, and it was just kind of different because I haven't had this interaction before. So I came inside and I'm like looking at cards and looking at charts, and I can just see him nudge go. I'm like, what? So then I'm like, forget it. I can't figure this out. So I go and try to start the power washer. There's bugs on me. I turn it off. I go put on bug spray, oils. I come back, and now I've flooded the power washer, and I see Ben Franklin in my head again. Go live. So I'm like, okay, I'll go live. I'm getting ready to go live. And Linda G is live for like the members only group. I was really glad to catch the very end of her live session. It's nice to see all you guys if you're like hopping over from her group as well. She had some really good insights. I was glad that she came on because I can feel the sadness and the torture and the heartbreak about what's been happening the last couple days. So I was glad to see her come on. And then I'm like trying to get ready, and I can see Ben Franklin again go. I'm like, what? I don't know what. There's so much to cover. And like all these like images pass through my mind that I've like suddenly been seeing this week. And he's just like, go, let's just talk. So I'm like, okay, we'll just talk. Okay. Although I did kind of make a list of stuff to touch upon. Okay. He's listening really carefully, you guys. So, I'm getting that if you want any wisdom from him or any guidance or any clarification or interpretation of things, to just ask because they're all watching this Pluto return too, and we are like new creators of this world. I know things are so difficult. That is why we have to mind our vibe and our intentions and what we're putting out there. I mean, we are so right in feeling this way, but we have this beautiful blank slate. We would like to keep it in pure form, creative form. We don't want to poison it with all that toxicity, okay? Let me check in and say hello with you guys. How are you doing? Glad to see you here. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Who's this? Thank you, Elizabeth Fuller. Where you go? Okay, Sandra's here, and Sharon, Beth, Bonnie, Jules. Yeah, it was good listening to Linda. Margaret, Deba, Paisley, Good Samaritan. J.K. Cherie. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Donna. Kim is from a Michigan, greetings from a Michigan campground. I hope you're having fun. Going fishing? We're at home now. Hi, Pammy. And Marie, Earth Mama. Hi, you guys. Hi, Carol. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Okay. Texas Eternal, he can just go shut it. They are so ridiculous. Happy July 4th. Okay. Hi, Connie B. Yeah, Texas, they're all going in. And wow, they are just really picking a bad time, but too bad, so sad. They should have had an astrologer, but oops. Okay, so what's this here? Hi, Juno. Yes, we have to be so disciplined and so devoted. Oh my gosh, this person in the chat is showing up again. Do I have some wonky algo tying this account to me? I can't get rid of it. I'm sorry. I am report. Okay. Oh, so who said that? Ben Franklin was born on, someone said his son was Capricorn 2017. That someone just told me that recently. You know what? And I think Abraham Lincoln, I don't know if it's his rising sign or his moon. He's very also intimately related to Capricorn 27. Why are we talking about Capricorn 27? Capricorn 27. Because in the USA birth chart, this is where the planet Pluto is. Transformation, destruction, hi Texas, life and birth, transformation, destruction. Out of the ashes rises the phoenix. We are rising out of the ashes. I was saying this last time, we are in a year long, this whole year, nothing is permanent. And I'm thinking about my neighbor who said nothing's permanent except babies. Nothing is permanent. It is a year of flux and change. And it's right now we're kind of holding in this holding pattern right now. And I will explain to you why we're in this holding pattern. It is temporary, okay? But we are in this year of flux and change, and yes, Texas is going all in to do all their crap, okay? So there are two things going on here. What do I want? So I left off with Pluto. So this is where it is in the USA chart. It takes Pluto about 250 years to go make its orbit around the sun. You guys are familiar with Saturn returns. That's when you're forced to grow up. When you hit about age 27, 28, it's like, oops, reality hits you. That is the Saturn return. It requires you to grow up. Pluto requires that you transform. So I find it very interesting because in this period of time, as we were going through the American Revolution, I mean, we signed our Declaration of Independence in 1776, but we were actually fighting before that. They say, 1775 was the long year of revolution. Oh, thank you so much, Emma. Well, and I talked a little bit last time about Catherine the Great. Wasn't even from Russia. She was from Germany, married the heir to Russia, who was just such gross. And she was the empress for 34 years, the longest standing empress since, and I think that's why Putin hates women, because she did a lot of progressive things for that time. I thought it was very interesting. So here's a parallel that we have with what's going on with the United States, because she came into power in 1762. This is all going on for 34 years. Well, what she did was she expanded the territory of Russia, which included Ukraine and Crimea. They all came under the umbrella of Russia. And here we are, 1991, Pluto hit the 5th house of Russia, I believe, in Sagittarius, which brought in a new leader that destroyed everything. And then they lost Crimea and who else? Anyway, now there's the battle with a Pluto return in tandem with the United States for Russia to annex that again. Okay, so this was a great time of change. There was the 7 Years' War. Part of the reason they had that Stamp Act and we were rebelling again with the T is because we had another nation coercing us with certain rules and standards and taxes, like to pay that 7 Years' War, and without the protection of the King of England. And we said, no way. It was a time of rebellion. And it's so interesting because when people were so outraged with Boston dumping the tea and what should we do about it, and they're trying to threaten women to not drink the tea because they didn't want any tax and money going back to England. Like, they knew the women, don't drink the tea, or your kids, because it will cause you to not be able to have any more children, and your children will be born disabled. Like, the amount of gaslighting and lies we hear right now was going on then about tea. It would be funny if it wasn't true, but this is a pattern of behavior that we are replicating as we go through our Pluto return. Now, when we were born in 1776, Pluto just zipped through one time at this 27 degree, I think it's 33 minutes at 6 seconds. I thought it was 6 seconds. It might have been 8 seconds. But anyway, it went just one zip and didn't come back. With our Pluto return, it happened on February 20th. One time. Pluto has since retrograded. It returns on July 11th. Hold on to your pants, because this resets everything aside from our solar return. But then Pluto is going to go direct again, but I don't think that happens until like November. So we get 3 rounds of this. 3 times we are going to hit this Pluto return. Now, there's not a lot of energy out there for the administration to get things done. I don't know if you remember this back in February, before the Ukraine war, before we hit our Pluto return, it was like we couldn't do anything else. It was like POTUS did everything he could, everything on his agenda. It was like we were running on fumes. That was because we just had like weeks and days to go to get our Pluto return before we would get that oomph, and it like took off again, okay? So what's happening right now is that same feeling of like we're in this holding pattern, we're in this a standstill, we can't get anything done, we feel rather paralyzed. Well, there's a couple reasons for that. And there's so much coming ahead of us. I don't know what to expect. It's such a year of change. So there's 2 reasons why we are in this holding pattern, okay? 1, it's USA birthday, okay? She's having her solar return. Meaning the sun is coming back exactly to the place where we signed this Declaration of Independence, which was like 13 Cancer. I think it's like 40 minutes. So this sun it's gone almost 365 days around the sun. When you have your birthday, now this applies to everybody. When you have your birthday, you know how birthday day or birthday week, you get like a new surge of energy. And you're like ready to go, and there's like optimism. Like usually, I know the last couple of years, these transits have really sucked. But you're infused with new life. Well, that's because the sun finally hit that 365 degree mark, okay? But in these waning days, actually the month before, so like for us, like mid-June, what happens in your birthday month? The month before your birthday. It's a time where we're supposed to be kind of quiet and reflective on everything that happened in the year, taking time to figure out what do we need to clean up, things we would like to focus upon. Things will come and get your attention. Things might come out of the blue, and you really don't have a lot to fight back with. You just kind of have to go with the flow. The energies are really dwindling here. There's nothing left in the gas tank. We're just kind of coasting until we get to that solar return to the birthday. So that is one reason why things just feel so stagnant and we are feeling so helpless. We are not. do not confuse those feelings of stagnation versus hopelessness. So let's just grab some cards. I just want to know what the stagnation energies are reflecting that we're all feeling. Okay. This is stagnation right now for us. This is hopelessness. This is the end of the year, the solar return, the waning, well, stagnation, hopelessness. Okay. We are complete. We've come to the 10th. The 10th cup, that's as far as we're going to go. Okay. We've completed the cycle as a family. We are a nation, a Cancerian nation. There are great endings. Great endings. This is a Scorpio card, the Death card, transformation. So the second reason we are dealing with this stagnation is, number one, because it's USA birthday and we have these energies that are waning. The second is because of our Pluto return, we just really have nothing because we have just changed. We were reborn in February. This is very profound. It does feel like death. Yes, there's part of us, all of us, born as American citizens, there are parts of us that have died off. Your birthdays in the following year, reborn with the Pluto returns, it's gonna affect you differently, okay? The Five of Cups, the disappointment, we have 3 cups down, 2 cups up, just a second. And that feels like all those things that we've lost, and we're just trying to get going somewhere, but again, the energies feel stagnant. So this is what is feeling stagnation right now. The King of Wands, leadership. Leadership feels like it has stagnated. Is that President Biden's fault? Well, he was abroad. He did a lot of great things last week. I couldn't even really look at that stuff with the NATO and the G7. But we feel like things are stagnating because of leadership. And it seems like things are going well for angry Putin and all of our enemies. They're like getting the benefit of good luck, and we're just watching them get filled up with their wish card and everything that they want. And we're like waiting for something. This is stagnation. This is hopelessness. There's stagnation there. Hopelessness. I am getting J6 out of this. I am seeing this tower a lot, but I think it's more on the other side. So, you know who's hopeless is the other side. We feel the stagnation with leadership. The hopelessness that we are feeling, they're feeling it too. So they're scared and upset too. Do you realize we share that same exact feeling right now, but it feels like they're winning and we can't do anything about it. This is our solar return. The Seven of Wands having the upper hand. Who has the upper hand? We feel like we can't fight back until our solar return. We just feel, we're just kind of sleepy. We wish we could fight back and charge forth. We will. We have to wait to get to USA birthday solar return. So her solar return now, the day that the sun actually goes to 13 degrees, Cancer, 40 minutes, is actually not on July 4th. It's actually the next morning at like 4:25 Eastern time. So I know you're going to expect this big crescendo celebrating U.S. independence, and we'll feel it. It won't feel as fulfilling, so don't be upset if it's kind of a dud with the fireworks. You'll feel it when you get up on the 5th, okay? How are you guys doing? Let me check in. Yeah, Leslie, they got all their wishes. Hi, Donna Lynn. Yeah, the religious right. It is very interesting what's coming up with the solar return chart and with the Pluto number 2. Yeah. Okay. Are we all good? Are we all go? Okay. So, hi, Never Again from Georgia. It's okay, Ellen. Don't worry about being late. I didn't even know what's coming on live. Okay, so those were some things that I had to tell. There's something else I have to tell you. I don't know what it is I'm supposed to tell you. You know what? Let's just go back to the stuff that I'm finding. Because there is, wow, there's a lot happening that I've uncovered. Because every time we get a new lunation, I have to piece together what's happening this week. Now, a couple weeks ago, see, now I need a count. So I think last week was a third quarter moon, and all the charts went blank. They stopped talking with each other, okay? And then I think like 1 to 2 weeks before that, I was really upset, and I was tweeting, because once I saw so that must have been the full moon Sagittarius. I was very angry because I was tweeting, I'm like, he has all these bad cards, like the Neptune sacrifice card and the dark moon Lilith. But this, I'm like, he has got it out for someone. This is like a card that I usually see when someone dies. It really freaks me out when I get this astrology card. But it's like someone has to sacrifice, because we saw it so prominently with George Floyd and with Ruth Bader Ginsburg in D.C. It was like crowning the area when they died those weeks. So Donald had this for like a couple weeks around this time. And today I figured out what this was about. This was about Cassidy Hutchinson, because the death card kept showing up. I'm like, he's going to off someone. No, I don't think he was trying to. Well, he would if he could. But in my humble opinion, for entertainment purposes only, no, he was trying to put an end to what she was doing with changing. There was a whole lot of commotion going on back there. So I think that is what that is about. Then at this third quarter moon, you guys, I swear to God, the internet has been scrubbed. Twitter has been scrubbed. Nobody is talking about this pivotal thing that happened with Interpol on, was it June 15th? It was the day that the one hearing was postponed today. Interpol got to announce their coordinated 76 country op that they did. I've talked about it, I think, in the last couple of lives. That was pivotal because that app was called First Light 2020. If you get a chance, look at it. These were multiple countries taking down clusters of groups that was related to telecommunications fraud, social engineering. What does the Trump campaign do? We know they were doing telecommunications fraud with all that fraudulent fundraising, and then social engineering that they're doing with people's identities and information and try to incite things. And now you see Patriot Front is in Boston. Those operations were getting taken down. And in my humble opinion, this came 2 days after Ginny's Frontline group spoke in Orlando, Florida on March 6th about occupying the government and fighting for the Republic, meaning physical fighting and using your faith to guide you, sustain you, blah, 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 blah. This continues. And when I see more busts, even through like justice.gov or internationally, and they're taking these things down, they're still taking stuff down, and the right is wigging out. What happened as this got started? Putin escalated the war. The GOP escalated their stuff. In fact, in February, okay, I can't write. In February, that is when the Roe decision was made. That's when we heard about it. You know what else happened in February? Putin invaded Ukraine. And you know, we had this decision come up, and I think everything else after it that has happened since, okay? This is no accident. And then I heard someone say, possibly, did Ginny Thomas, oh, she's seen so much. She is right at the heart of this, you guys. She's at the heart of this as much as the Trump campaign is with working with foreign nations. She's right there, and so is Clarence. So so what am I asking? This was the start. I want to know all these decisions by SCOTUS, that have been horrible. We have Miranda. There was also another one about search and seizure. Of course, there's Roe. There is something about native lands. There's climate. I can't even think of what these all are. These are the ones off the top of my head. So all of these things, invasion of the, I want to know, was this coordinated? I just got yeah in my head. So let's just see how they were coordinated. You guys got some more for me there? Oh my gosh, why can't this troll's a loser. Yeah, first like 2022. Yeah. It's hard to find information about it, okay? Oh, and then the I know that was the same troll that was there last time. And then the permitless. Did you see what New York did in response to all this? They like outlawed the guns basically in like every place you could possibly be in New York, whether it's like on a sidewalk, if it's in a shopping mall, in a restaurant, in a place of business, unless a business says you can. But basically, they listed all sorts of guns, all sorts of places you cannot have a gun. So the permitless thing that they did doesn't apply because it's all outlawed. I thought that was brilliant. So, oh, thank you, Hemp Lily. SCOTUS turned over the ruling jurisdiction of non-Indians and tribal lands this past week. Yes. Stick a pin in that. School prayer. Okay, so this is like just a breeding ground for extremists. I want to see this. SCOTUS. Show me SCOTUS. Oh, cards don't want to be on camera. Why is it? What's SCOTUS? And this is more the 6 SCOTI. SCOTUS SCOTI. Those 6. The row with row. Okay. Etc. Row, etc. That was in February when Putin invaded Ukraine. Remember, he consulted Xi about good time if he could invade or not. And he said, wait until after the Olympics, supposedly. Mercury was retrograde then. Venus was retrograde then. That's why he got off to such a bad start, my humble opinion. Was at the heart of this, was this all coordinated? Was this coordinated? Wow, this feels so strong. This feels strong like a pillar. We have some news coming out. Lands far away. Intelligence. Aggression. Time to go. I have information. Let's charge forth. Hang. Take our time. News has come. It's time. Gather yourselves up, Queen of Swords. We're on the move here. Okay? So, SCOTUS. Back in February. Two of Swords. We have some decisions to make. We're going to separate ourselves from and take action. We have finally decided this Two of Swords, kind of like, we're done here. These are the decisions that are coming out. We're taking action with Roe. You can no longer, you're out. You're out of humanitarian rights, medical assistance, etc. Well, this is my government card. SCOTUS was in talks with the government of a nation. These are talks with they weren't in touch with Biden. No. I'm betting it's that. And so what were you being told, SCOTUS? SCOTUS is being told what? Make my wishes come true for the transnational mob. We're in this together. It's the crime syndicate. Because this country these are the discussions face to face. So this country is telling SCOTUS to do this. There are some discussions person to person about these cases, and they're talking about end it, the world. We're going to end, and what? We have some new news coming out that we rather like very much. And this agreement that we are making, the Lover's card for me, is an agreement with two nations. Not with the United States of America, another nation. This is what happened with SCOTUS last February. I kind of think it was coordinated, you guys. So, decision to invade Ukraine. I am going to do this recklessly and impulsively without a plan. And I'm going to commit war crimes. I'm going forth. Look, they're just pip cards. There's like no planning going on here. At the foundation of this is because I want to. I'm the king. I'm the imperial master. I am going to go. Now, look at all these cards. Gosh, they're just so small. So at the heart of the matter, was it coordinated between these two? Oh, I think so. We've got the Seven of Cups. That's where the GOP always hides their crime. Look at this. Look at this. When they're trying to get something to function as something else. Bait and switch. There you go, my Five of Cups card. This is like a Russia-China card for me. This is how they invade another country. They come in one door, secret door. They knock everything over. They take what they want. They get what they want, the stuff that fills them up, and they exit another way. So SCOTUS is hiding some discussions. Russia-China. The foundation of this. No, it's a cover-up. It's a freaking cover-up. This is my no card. No. What are you covering up? we're covering up the moon card. Okay. Moon card. This is showing up all over the place. That is China. I think the moon world and then also the fool world, that is like their new world with them at the helm. But China never wants to be seen. They move in the night, the moon. Ugh. Okay. What's crowning this? Did they coordinate this? The transnational mafia. Of course they did. This is a celebration with timing. SCOTUS, the 6 SCOTUS relate to this by the sun, your majesty, their highest pinnacle, their highest work that they are so proud to do goes to a coordinated effort with a different nation, not the United States. And the invasion of Ukraine, we have bribes. There you go. Paying you off. I'm going to invade. I'm going to be very charitable with you and helpful. It was a coordinated effort. This is also intercepts. People hearing things, conversations, but I think this is more quid pro quo payment. How are you guys doing? Immunity for school. Oh, thank you, Hemp Lily. Thank you, Bonnie. I am not doing super chat reading. I'm doing USA politics. Someday, when this coup calms down, I will be able to do that more and more. Okay. Are we good? Ooh, Clarence is here. Clarence, are you here? Oh, no, that's Clarence. We're talking about Clarence. The other Clarence. Okay, so this was coordinated. Now, there's something else I need to show you because the other thing my cards have been doing, I've noticed this is like the third week. I'm like, what? Not only am I seeing patterns between nations, because you guys know I'll do a bunch of horoscopes over different locations. I do Moscow, Beijing, the United States, Uvalde now, Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago, and DC. And I compare them to look at what the language and coordination is going. And they're back again, chatting away. But not only are they chatting away, it's like there's more structure in the cards and more structure in the patterns. For example, like I am seeing this 8 cups, 9 cups. What does that mean? Because they kind of work together. This 4 cups, 6 swords. This is like Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago communicating with Russia, okay? There are more combinations, like for the Derkach, what's it? That guy, Andre Derkach, his spy network is the Hermit and the 10 Swords. I finally figured that out. The Ginny coordinating with the Derkach network is the Death Star. The Death Star Temperance card. That Temperance card is for all these yahoos who get stuff from overseas, get their instructions, and then play it out here. For entertainment purposes only, this is my humble opinion. I could be wrong, okay? So, then, the thing that I was realizing yesterday, and I was tweeting about, I'm like, oh my gosh. So, if you just step back at all of these decisions that SCOTUS made, like sometimes states can handle it, oh no, states can't be in charge of that, yada, yada, yada. There's like no rhyme or reason for what they're doing. But all these things, do you know who they benefit? The Miranda, the search seizure 100 miles now from the border. Am I buffering? I love YouTube. YouTube is so awesome. I love YouTube. They're amazing. RO, the native lands, climate. What is this? What is this? School prayer. I cannot even read my prayer. What is this, you guys? These were some of the decisions this week. I can't. Okay, so anyway, we have these. Do you know what all these things, do you know who benefits from these things? The person who benefits the most. It's not the GOP, indirectly, because they stay in power and they get a lot of dark money. It's Russia and China and the Saudis. Because what does this do? We don't have to read the Miranda rights. We can just grab you and take you away. Never have buffering. Restarting. I know. So this triggered that buffering. Okay, we're back now. Oh, public education. And I know that, you know, not only has it been Lindsay and it's been Rick, but they want to go after SS. Okay. So those rights, search and see, is now 100 miles inland. This, I think, was a month or two ago. Did you know that that truck with all the dead migrants, what was the last count? Horrific. The count, I think, last was at 52. I think there were 70-something people. That was within this 100 miles. Show me this order. This is the order. And this happened in Texas. How does it benefit Russia, China, Saudi? And down here, Greg. What's he got to do with this? How it's helping him? God, that guy is such a scumbag. Strength, my strength card. Who gets strength from this? This has always been my Russian strength, but it's supposed to, quote, help with border security and keeping immigrants out. It strengthens someone's defenses because we're saying we're strengthening our defenses, but really, what are we doing? There's finding. This is like, I think, this is the ruling. Oh my God. Holy cow. Holy cow. You stopped at, we're finding. Wow, I need some different words. Strength and defenses, really, that Seven of Cups, that cloud, is that finding and rounding up of and paying off the big secret, which is also always the rusher, beginning and ending. So this was the ruling on that. 100 miles inland, being able to do that 100 miles inland without reading any Randas, stealing and getting away with it. We're going to steal and take stuff, We're going to do an about face and change. This is the intention of that. Are you seeing? This is what SCOTUS intended. We thought it was for border security. It was intended for theft. And when that happened out of Laredo, 35 miles inland to San Antonio, this is West Texas, something happened. That law, something happened. Temperance. We're going to take the law, what the rules are, we're going to manipulate it, and we are going to create something bigger. People. Pages. The Queen of Swords. And now how the laws apply there. We have, how does this interplay with Russia? The Knight of Swords. This is helping Russia. Do you see these swords? China. The King of Swords. Saudi. The Six of Swords. Transmitting people. So the law is benefiting them. This law was written for how in the U.S.? What would it do in the U.S.? Move people of worth. This is not for security. Do you get this? It is not for security. This is moving people and money. Down here, we have Greg, who sucks. The Five of Swords, the Mafia. This is social engineering as well. Part of First Light. Did they not say those migrants, their identities, they had stolen identities? That's part of this whole First Light 2022 thing. The telecommunications, stolen identity, information, bank accounts fraud, and then the Five of Swords is the social engineering that provokes trafficking, smuggling, sex slaves. This is Greg. His relationship to this law is a new plan that he gets to put out there because these guys over here he's got an agreement with. Holy hell, this is why I told you, the Two of Wands and Two of Cups, I'm seeing cards in distinct patterns. I don't know if it's because things are tightening up and filling out. Holy crap. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Way back when Putin invaded Ukraine, I was making fun of him because he had no plan. And the cards at the time, I think I was looking at China, some other things. He had the Two of Wands and Two of Cups. And I was like, you guys, if you're going to go into a war and you have to hire someone to have a plan, would you hire the person with the Two of Wands and the Two of Cups? No, you would want someone that has filled out and had experience. Maybe he has the tens, more preferably the court cards because that shows leadership. The other day, just yesterday, I'm like, what if the invasion here was simply to take people? Because I think Russia has over 300,000 children and women forcibly taken. When I talked about Catherine the Great, she was trying to introduce new laws and a more enlightened Russia. But the problem she kept running into was that their economy depended upon serfdom. You know, the serfs, there were like 8 million of them there called serfdom. It's kind of like slave labor. It's like if you own land, the people belong to that land and they're kind of, you have rights to them and the work that they do. Russia has always depended on this. And I think with China, with their population, the problem they're having right now is they've had this aging population. They've had this policy where, you know, you could only have one baby. Well, the aging population is living longer. People aren't having babies. And there's this huge gap of a population that's going to go to work and contribute money to the economy that isn't there. They don't have money for their infrastructure and their needs. And they need people to do it, like the Uyghur Muslims and getting bodies. These SCOTUS decisions benefit the transnational organized crime, the TOCs, okay? Where was that moon card? That was a different... Does that make sense? I'm going to check in with you guys. Jazzy J, bingo, right? Yes. Yes, hi. Yes, they totally has an agenda. They've been planning this for a long time. So anyway. So they, like I showed you with the prior reading, what was this a coordinated effort? Well, yeah. Now we can search and seize anything within 100 miles. Now, I'm just going to go down this list. Roe, you know, not only is it to humiliate our nation, devastate women, and desecrate our Constitution and what we believe with liberty and justice for all, they needed that to go away. Thank you, JK. Okay? Because they need to build up the adoption centers. They need to be able to create a future with more humans available. And this whole thing with dehumanizing people, it's like to legalize human trafficking in my eyes. This is where they're going. They adopt the moral high ground, and down the road, they're going to change it. So at some point, the United States is like openly creating slave labor through Roe. Isn't my humble opinion. So SCOTUS, show me the ruling on that, Roe. And your purpose. Over here, the TOCs, these yahoos. The heart of the matter. Oh, I'm told this is what we're not supposed to see. This is also why. This is also why. This is also why. This is also why. That's the real why. And in the U.S., what is it supposed to do to the electorate? Wow, imagine that. 2 wands. It's like it's a new plan or something. There's a new plan. We're back to the 2 again. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. There's a new plan for families and American families and citizens. The GOP party. The dream card. Making our wishes come true. That's the transnational crime syndicate for the dynasty. It could be a Trumpy dynasty, but I'm getting China off of that, okay? So this is the ruling on Roe, my God. Oh, a secret? Really? It's not been a secret. You guys decided last February you were going to do this. There's a secret. There's a veil that needs to be lifted for a deeper meaning we're not supposed to have, but this is morality. and women, keeping them, you know, we cannot do this with unborn. With the unborn. There goes my throat. There goes my throat. I need some water. So, this is the ruling. What's covering it? Stability, hanging on, but this is rape. It's assault. Being able to hang on to that ruling because it like permits this heinous act, but behind the veil, there's much more to this, okay? So that's a ruling, and it's meant with the TOCs, the crime syndicates. Four of Cups, I got an offer for you. Here you go. It's something you really, really want. We've waited to go out forward. The fours, remember the fours are about stability, so it brings stability in resources, things of sustenance for what they're doing there. Covered in the Four of Swords. Dormancy. Transmit of information. Again, this is a well thought out, coordinated plan. Look at these fours. They bring so much stability to what was a very unstable, oh my God, that makes sense, unstable economy, instability with sanctions. But here's the thing. This, I could not believe, maybe you guys remember this, I kept getting this Earth stability card with Donald. Now, you guys know I've been doing these teroscopes for several years now, and he never has the stability card. He's always about creating instability and chaos. And moreover, they weren't reversed. I'd go to reverse in my head and be like, whoop, that goes like this. This is why. This is why. Needing stability with these rulings. Oh, gross. Okay. So, at the heart of the matter, between these two, the rulings, the TOC, the star, the hope, the thing, I'm so disgusted right now. I just cannot stand these people. Oh my God. I just cannot even believe. This was the hope given to them. This is the end all, be all between these two things. It's just not the ruling. Is it with you people of the United States? No, it's to stick a dagger in our back, kill off any hope ideas. You're done. We're done with this forever. And we're going to make money off of you. We're not even going to be charitable about this. We're just going to take it all. That's what we get. That's what the TOC gets from this. They know. And I'm talking about the 6 SCOTI, okay? So, again, this reading is about SCOTI, the 6 SCOTI, and what they did to Oh My God ruling, taking away our reproductive rights. That's a relationship to the TOC, transnational organized crime. That's what the heart of this ruling. So, the SCOTUS6 dream. This links them to this. Do you get this? This is the dream. This is the card that I've been getting with like the fake news and the fake electors and spreading the word. This is how we're going to do it from state to state to state. Oh, this is part of a bigger thing. What dream? I'm so mad right now, you guys. What? The King of Pentacles. King Data. The King of Xi. These leaders of other nations needing free resources. And the TOCs relate back with crime, anxiety. Why are you guys, what is this for? Oh, I think these are staged attacks. Anxiety about defenses and coming in with, I think these are terror attacks. I swear to God, I think these are like terror attacks artillery, defenses, crime. This is how they relate. So it's like, this is disgusting. This is what I'm getting, is that this ruling ensures them to keep their power by adversaries contracting them out for terror here in the United States. Does that make sense? For entertainment purposes only, in my humble opinion only. At the foundation of this ruling to them, the Ace of Cups. Remember, this is what Putin always wanted. The point of power, the point of the big thing, big thing. They just want so badly to happen here. The burdens. They've been working at this for so long. They want this so badly. We're going to, the burden of it not happening, but they wanted to get it done. What's crowning them? Children. Freaking children. This is what we can't see in the background. These TOCs, what this ruling meant. The Seven of Wands. Oops, these are that. This is ANOM app. These are intercepts. This has been the Four of Wands, a big plan for a long time. That's what gives them strength in their ability to discuss and negotiate these things. That was just a row. Can you believe this stuff? How are you guys doing? Mary, are these the terror acts Linda was referring to earlier? I think they could be. As soon as she said that, I knew. I knew without a doubt, because you guys, I keep saying that Leo season is very difficult. Leo rules the heart. We're getting a taste of what's on the horizon. There's going to be a lot of provocations, because think about a year ago, before the elections, they built their case about the mask mandates and vaccines, and they banged that drum in all summer. They were so obnoxious, and when they were going to school board meetings, and it really got to pandemonium. So everything gets ratcheted up this summer. This is on schedule for them. They've been planning this for a long time. So that is why there's a lot of stress as it is already for the heart and for the back during Leo season. And those are just the aspects in the transits. That doesn't even include the fact that it's going to hit off the eclipses from May and hit off those eclipses from last November. So if you had a difficult time, hello, I got COVID twice we had those full moon eclipses in Scorpio, full moon eclipse in Taurus. The 2 times I got COVID was during then. I have a Scorpio stellium intercepted. This triggers all that again, okay? And we have a Pluto return. I haven't talked about that yet. So, okay, going down this list. The native lands. I don't know what they decided about native lands. I think that they were able to, security, maybe police, law enforcement is able to go on native lands. Well, you know what this is about? I'm so disgusted. I keep getting minerals, natural resources to somehow say, we got to come here and do an arrest for this. And oh my God, look what we discovered here. We're going to have to seize that because that's illegal. Over time, this is what I see. This benefits the TOC because they're all about, this is like mining contract. Why are we show me native lands. Native lands. This ruling, law enforcement can go in there. Why? What is right here? What is right here that the ruling really wants? I want it because of that. I want it because of that. Defenses, again. And control. Boundaries, control, defenses. Through the government, through an organized structure. Oh my God, the church. The church. What does the church have to do with this? Assault. and oh my God, they're going in for intel, and it mineral. No, this I feel like this is going in and drilling resources, because the way it's set up right now, those are native lands. They dictate it, but these guys want in on it. So they made that ruling about the native lands. Time to go. Knight of Swords. We're going to charge forth. We have many, 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 many plans that we want to have done here, because President Biden rolled all that stuff back. He renamed bears. He did so, I can't even recall what. He's done a lot for the native lands. We also have a woman who is a Native American Indian with the Interior Department. They want to get their hands on that. What's this? Joe G. They removed the ability for tribal police and courts to deal with non-NDNs on tribal land and added the ability for state law to enforce on tribal lands. I don't know what non-NDNs are, but it sounds like it gives the state and federal more access and rule. Is that correct? Okay. Okay, cruise in the Bahamas. Hello. Is he trying to clean up something from Greenberg and Gates? I mean, seriously. So this is that ruling about native lands. These are the TOCs, those that are interested in this ruling, because there's an agreement with them. They made a freaking agreement. I'm feeling like it's not necessarily these like agreements like with corporations, agreements with people who want to be there. The Ten of Cups, the Republican Party, because they want stuff. In the heart of this ruling, we have the King of Swords, leader of, these are other leaders of nations who want to take their swords and they want to dig. There you go, the transnational, the Trump crime syndicate, crowned by the Six Wands mob, Trump, Putin. This is all for, do you get what I'm saying? This benefits everybody else. The ruling wants world access, and they want to end how they are self-governing. And they want to fill up their cups, the Knight of Cups. They're like, hey, yeah, I'm here. Fill me up. And for the American people, our birthright, we were gifted with I'm talking about public lands, but also, what did they mean? What did they really mean for Americans? And what did they, oh, this feels so mean for Native. They really meant Americans, they meant anxiety, worry, upset. It's terrorism. And for us fighting about it. For us freaking fighting about it. Let's get you guys upset. We're going to fight and get you sucked into this black hole so we can do other things. For those on the tribes, turn their government upside down and separate them from the resources. It's so disgusting. I just can't. How are you guys doing? Joe G. Tribal lands are sovereign. Tribes are sovereign nations. We have our own laws, police and courts. The states have zero say on our lands until this action. Okay. You guys grab a pencil. We're still in new moon energy. I want tribal lands 100% sovereign. I want these rulings temporary and all dark money exposed. I'm definitely getting the sense that this administration absolutely realizes this is an ongoing, continued assault, another way to have the coup. I have no idea what the solution is. I am not seeing panic on the other side. I did see now, you know, how I've been saying the last couple readings that, you know, Attorney General Merrick Garland is just so happy. And so I just keep seeing him so proud and happy and smiling. And like a day or two ago, it was like suddenly he like was not, you know, this happy-go-lucky Attorney General. No, he like morphed into a giant, humongous, it's not Incredible Hulk, it's at Ragnarok, I don't know, that thing, that big fiery beast at the end that got really, really big, full of fire. Except he's not on fire, but he has grown so huge and massive, like a mountain. And it's like like dark boulders are him, but it's like a person. And he's like ready to do some, I don't know what. And I don't even want to throw cards on there because I think it's just going to make my brain go sideways. But that is new. That's just been in the last 24, 48 hours. I think since, yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Okay. Yeah. So, again, everything is in flux this year. Everything is temporary. But they sure to get all this stuff done right on time and right in schedule. What else are we looking at? We have, what is this? You guys. This was, I don't know what that was. School prayer. I still don't know what that is. Oh, public education. Okay, so they are just basically making so, and I swear the school prayer, again, is to promote radicalized youth in our schools, because have you seen the curriculum that has been handed to teachers in Florida and Texas? Totally goes along with recounting the wrong history and the wrong items in the Constitution. What's with the school prayer? Why is that ruling? What does this have to do with that horrible curriculum? And what does it have to do with radicalized Taliban West, basically? Yeah, there was that guy who like basically admitted, yeah, we're the Christian Taliban. It's like, yeah, we know. Putin pays the Taliban. He pays ICE. He pays all them. Y'all are getting paid. What they're admitting to me. Okay. Prayer, curriculum, radicalization. Knight of Cups, here you go. This is a good idea. You can pray. We can pray in school because we have an agreement with another nation. This is nation to nation. The TOC wants to end, and including death, childhood. Wants to ruin childhood in the United States. We're done with people being embracing democracy, embracing human rights, having that hope and enthusiasm. You can do whatever, that you have First Amendment rights because another country wants democracy. Done, basically. So you can pray in school. There's the devil, the freaking devil. You know what the devil is. It's China, it's Russia, it's Trump, but it's also the church. This has also been the Constitution of the United States. Those guys see our Constitution as a total drag, and they want some new news about that. this ruling, they're sick and tired of playing with the scales of justice. No one's above the law. They just are done with you guys, they're just done. This is why they did that. This is the crappy curriculum. The High Priestess. Yeah, we know there's some lies, but again, lift the veil. There's a bigger purpose behind this. Terrorism. And what is this? Tied to extremists around the world. Fool, world. That is Putin's new world order. That is their new world order. This relates to this. Because of judgments, they made a judgment about prayer. That's going to affect the curriculum. And yes, we don't want you to know, but yes, this is like the Coke fool world. This is CNP. It's all of them. That dark money, that Leo Leonard. Do you see a pattern here? At the foundation of this, the moon. China, freaking China. Trying to turn over time, our nation. Just one drip at a time. One drip at a time. We're just going to implant this idea, a lie, aggressive, with people from other nations. King of Pentacles, you're not supposed to know this stuff. Yeah, that's what it's all designed to do. Now, here's the thing. When I start to see trends like this so freaking clear, it means this is known, in my humble opinion, by our intel. Well, I know it's known by our intel because I had to look at that because I was just freaking out. So I know this is freak out material. Don't freak out. There goes my throat. They know about it. They have a plan in place. This is why I'm not allowed to. Okay. The last reading I did, I showed you guys a 5 of Cups and then I realized I wasn't supposed to say anything about that. So I'm not supposed to say anything about that. But they know. And they know the patterns. Because like last time. So going back to earlier, that horrible truck incident in Texas with the 52 migrants. Now, because of that, Abbott says, I need more checkpoints in Texas 100 miles in. What do you think that's about? Yeah, it's for his side gig with trafficking and the TOCs. Shows up over and over. This is why Uvalde was such a problem, because whatever happened there outed this whole operation, and that Arredondo guy finally resigned today. They had no choice but to do that, but he was the key for data on families in schools. It's all about data. Data has to do with the telecommunications fraud in First Light 2022. This is all related, you guys. It's all related. I think we're done here with this part. How are you guys doing? Hello. Oh, Kuya. Hello, host. Shout out from Riyadh. We've got someone from Riyadh. Welcome, welcome. You're welcome here. Okay. Okay, so that is what all these, there is a bigger, sinister plan. Without a doubt, they all know it. Doesn't it feel like the GOP, I thought, is on a suicide mission? And they're taking the rest of us with them? You guys on a suicide mission? Why are you on a suicide mission? Because it's like all in. It's like they're accelerating their grand plan with not flame retardant, but with accelerant. Why are we on this suicide plan with you guys? I could use this whole deck. They have to fight back. They need the White House. They need to be in charge. They need some strength. But people are leaving in droves. You're on a suicide mission. You're dragging us all down because of the Queen of Pentacles. This is a card for the coup, for the new United States of America. The coup, the ongoing coup. They needed that coup because they would get some more stability. They would have better balance in what they do. They're on a suicide because of China. Freaking China is making them offers. They need to keep up with these offers, and they're getting a lot of support from China. They are because they have an agreement. The lovers probably with China. I'm telling you, there's so much China going on. Their relations with China may come to an end, and this is their best option to be on a suicide pact, and it's going to come out through the Supreme Court. This is like their last best thing. Okay, so I know, like I was saying earlier, I know it seems hopeless. I know that it seems like things are stagnating and we can't do anything. There's reasons for that, like I said in the beginning, because USA is about ready to have her solar return and there just is no more juice to push forward. This was the same thing when we had our Pluto return back in February. But here's the thing. We're having Pluto return number 2 on July 11th. And around July 15th, Pluto return number 1 comes into full, focused, huge, bigger perspective on what's really going on here. This Pluto, where is it? This is our solar return. This is Pluto return number 2. Both of them are going to wallop Donald. So first of all, Donald, you guys know. Okay, and we're almost there. Our solar return is at July 5th, 4:25 a.m. So you're gonna, like, is that Tuesday is gonna feel totally different, okay? And again, these guys finally caught up with the energies of the Pluto return, and they thought they were going to do something else, and they put out this big master crappy SCOTUS plan with the rusher. But they don't know it. They're going to get blindsided again. This solar return alone is difficult for Donald because on the eastern horizon is 23 degrees Gemini at this exact moment. His sun is 22 degrees Gemini. His sun has just peeked over the eastern horizon. It's like, you know, this is an area of secrets and hidden enemies. Yes, he's going to keep doing crap with us. But for him, this is like, he like pops up and it like a groundhog and a golf club comes and lobs off his head. It's like that quick. He is going to have like a very sudden different stance here, just from this solar return. His head literally is on the chopping block. His moon, he was born under an eclipse. His moon is 22 degrees Sagittarius. He was born under a full moon. 22 degrees Sagittarius. This over here, this, 23 Sag, this is the USA Galactic Center. And it's an eclipse point from December 2020 where that was releasing a solar figure. He was kicked out. This is like a big black hole. He thinks he can assault us, and it's like it gets sucked out. But his moon is just right here. This is the area of bad fortune. Not fortunate. And then the icing on the cake, the moon, I just cannot even believe this, you guys, is at 22 degrees Virgo. Not only is it in square to his sun and moon and opposite Neptune, I told you he's going to have a shitty year with so much conflict and frustration. This is at the bottom of the chart in DC. He can't get to this. He cannot get to this moon. It represents the people. He cannot get them to budge in his favor at all. But moreover, this is conjunct USA Neptune, that planet that the GOP hides their gaslighting behind. This is like of white supremacy. where they always are moving the goalposts. It's conjunct Neptune, but Neptune above is in the skies over DC. This is their playbook has been popped. It's in the skies to see. He has absolutely no leverage about whatever's going to be happening ongoing over the skies of DC for the next year. And he cannot get anybody to agree with him or take a side because he's toxic AF. There's a lot of red here. There's some blue here. But the thing is, these blue lines are harmonious. We've got Pluto, Moon, and Uranus. He gets sucked into this vortex of transformation and change, radical change. This is gonna it's like a vortex. He cannot stop whatever is. Okay, what's happening, Donald? His son just picks up, whoop, stability, conquer, assault. This is what he thought he was. These were his plans that are of treason. Nobody wants to join him there. Over here is his moon in this area of bad fortune. He's very much on the defense. But we've got this USA Galactic Center that is just working away, working away, working away. Down here is the moon. The people don't want to jump on board. There's timing and fortune. What's that timing and fortune about? Oh, what? There's going to be a fool. The fool is sealed indictments, charges. So this is the people. This is in square to his sun and his moon. We're like, we've got a new gig going on. We're drifting away from you. USA Neptune for the Republican playbook. This is our playbook. This is what we do. We do this. We implant ideas into people's brains with other nations. They're under investigation and surveillance. What happens to that? What's the challenge with this Neptune up here? We got Neptune up here causing problems. Oh, Putin's on his head. No leadership. No agreements. And the challenge with the playbook is the King of Pentacles. The data. Oh, this is Zelensky in Ukraine. You got. Oh, there goes my throat. That's the thing I'm not allowed to talk about. I will just tell you, there is something the U.S. and Ukraine, because their intelligence systems, they're great intel. They're great with hacking. They've been tracking, I swear to God, all of their crimes for at least 6, like they have receipts on everything. There's like ops they don't know that's going on. Their challenge is what our intel agencies have through other nations, and there's our justice, you got, yeah, this is the solar return. USA just dealing with the Republican Party and Donald. It's not good. Is that awesome? Yes, Connie B, that's why he went with Eli. I think it was Rosenberg. He's an expert Nazi hunter. They said they were going to hunt Nazis and war crimes. They didn't say that the war crimes were here in the United States as accomplices. Okay. I am on whatever happened to those sealed indictments. They're still ongoing. I am telling you guys, there are so many sealed things in so many states because every person that gets a charge, I mean, just think of the stuff coming off of Greenberg and Gates. Donald's an accomplice to that. This First Light 2022, they are accomplices to so many crimes around. I can't even think of a number that would describe how many sealed indictments there are. I know that Mueller's, some of those investigations were successfully handed off. Other places, others got shut down because of Bill behind bars. There's so much out there. And yes, that stuff, it will come back. Okay. Yes. Yes, exactly, Leslie. We just have to calm down and buckle up through November. It is going to be a rough ride, you guys. Again, if your heart, if you see a doctor because of a heart issue, you have to know that all of Leo season is bad for the heart. There are going to be shocks related to it. The quarter moon Scorpio is nasty. The full moon in Aquarius is hard. And oh my gosh, it's just very difficult. So that's the solar return. Our Pluto return is not until July 11th. So we're going to get another doozy of a job. Like, this solar return is going to flip everything on its head, because this is a new nation with a new one-time Pluto return. It's like we wake up different. The rules operate differently. The GOP, those who are not empowered, can be like, what just happened? Like, their head's going to be spinning throughout the course of that week and as it goes on. Then, by July 11th, they get another surprise. Yeah. Oh, God. Yes. Oh, my gosh. This is so shocked. This is so shocked. That Pluto return? You guys, I don't know how Donald survives, because the moon on that day is 21 degrees, 54 minutes Sagittarius. That is his moon. And Venus is conjunct his sun in this area of life and death. Holy, what does this mean for Donald? He's toast, you guys. What does this mean for him? The devil catches up with him. What devil? With his physical body? Oh my gosh, these are both on the house cusp, meaning it opens up the entire chart. It's like anything and everything that can come at him will. Now, this does not, yes, stealing, theft, but this feels like blood, and I'm not blood. Oh, what's this devil here for his son? Okay, Donald needs to watch his health. These are like things, these feel like forces that are so much larger than him, and he is just sucked right in. And oh my God, this Pluto return number 2, look at what's at the bottom of this chart. Right here. Holy crap. 2 Pisces 54. USA Pluto return number 1, the sun was 2 degrees Pisces in the sky. Now, all that is down here on USA defenses, protecting ourselves. That is, my name was Donald Trump. That is not good for me at all. So July is going to be a crazy wild month, you guys, on so many levels. And I'm going to be out of town. I leave in a week and I don't get back until for a couple weeks. So I'm just giving you the heads up. I'm not going to be around. I'll try and check in, but we're going to be in Hawaii visiting family and taking a much needed vacation. Okay. So, I just had another thought, but I think we're done. I think we're done. This is a time of flux. You guys, the beginning of July and the end of July are going to look totally different. This Pluto return is July 11th. They announced the next hearing is going to be July 12th. That is going to smack Don Julio. You think that's going to go well for him? No. None of them. There goes my throat. And I know for those of you who are members with Linda G, she mentioned something July 9th, a group about releasing something and forgiveness. This is what we really, really need as we go through this transformation, because we need to get in the place of releasing our past, old USA, forgiveness, and envisioning the future. I cannot tell you how important that is right now, because nobody's doing it. And yep, I just saw Ben Franklin again rocking his chair like, yep, you got to get some ideas down there, okay? So I'm going to wrap it up here. Oh, happy birthday, Never Again. July 12th is your birthday. You're going to have to let us know how you feel. You might just feel radically empowered. And you like that week, you'll be like, what's going on? Of course, Bonnie Douglas, thank you for sharing this with us. Yes. Thank you, Electra. Happy vacation. I cannot wait. I can't wait to see my family, too. Yes, it'll hit him right in his big diaper. Okay, thank you so much for coming and joining me last minute. Thank you, wonderful moderators, as usual. Thank you so much for your generous donations. They are always so appreciated. Yeah, I'm going to try to go live a couple times in Hawaii, so you guys can kind of like walk on the beach with me. Wouldn't that be kind of nice? Thanks, Jazzy. Thank you, Carol Davis. Love you. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Carmen. Yes. Thank you, Joe. And Never Again. And Leslie. Yes, everyone stay safe. Stay cool, stay calm. Avoid the bad news, okay? We'll see you soon. Happy 4th of July.